All right. Hi, this is session 2 of 4 of Urban Shadows, the Forsaken Metropolis. Last session I ended early because I had a headache and forgot how to math. Um, so let's hopefully not do that this session. uh, and let's begin by reintroducing our characters. We are not having one of them for at least 2 weeks. Hopefully, she'll be back in the last session. But let's start with Jesse, your character. Can you recap
Yeah.
of the characters?
I am Augustine Gus Anaba. I'm taking on the playbook of the Tainted. I have been serving my master, my patron, the owl-ish demon whose name Soltas.
Stolas.
Stolas, thank you. I wanted to double check that. I should have checked it beforehand. Stolas, the for millennia, primarily as somebody who cuts deals and enforces contracts, and in the immediate events of the of our last session, I found out that Allison Chambers, was that her name? The police commissioner whom at Stolas's behest I had wrangled into that position had been found dead.
All right, let's go to John. Reintroduce your character, please.
Okay, my character is Alejandro Sanz. He is the Wizard Playbook, and he also owns a magic shop where he basically sells all kinds of trinkets and love potions and whatnot to people that are completely bogus. But then he also gets involved with actual magic on the side, like Allison Chambers was one of his customers that was looking for some help dealing with, she thought she had some kind of curse on her, and that's how he got tied into this.
All right, let's go to Rory. What's about your character about?
So I'm playing Victor Ames. He is the Revenant. He has come back to life to get revenge on the people who wronged him while he was alive. And he's kind of unkillable until he does that, which is interesting. So that's Victor.
All right, and Zach, can you describe your character?
Yeah. So I play Amanda Lee. She is a hunter playbook. She is roommates with another PC that's not currently here. Her name is London. They have an interesting relationship in which that she would tell Amanda the stuff that's like going on in the underworld, which happens to be the last time before we end the session. London dragged Amanda Lee into the scene of crime.
All right, and I'm gonna say, do we want to do session intro? Or do you guys want to pick off where we left off? Because, um, because you can.
Can I just ask? We don't have a picture for Amanda Lee, so can I get a reminder of what she visually looks like?
Yeah, that's fine. Zach.
Sure. Where can I put that picture?
Oh, let me post. Share the link to the. I had to redo all the stuff, so I will post the link there too. Oh, and the link to the character sheet. Since you're not in Hangouts and somehow you don't get the messages. So And roll for your party. I'll post that as well. So yeah, that's a good size. All right, so that's what she looks like. All right. So going back to the session intro, do you guys want to do it? It's like basically what that would mean is that it skips ahead like a day or so, or uh, but or we can just continue on from where we left off. Your choice.
I'm good continuing, but if other people want to sort of, like, I feel like we were very much in the middle of something, but if other people feel like, no, we can just sort of like leave that, that's cool too.
All right. Because I think where we left off, it's Victor just found out that Allison was connected to one of his call members. And how, all right, so Alejandro, what do you like? Do you care about the whole call thing, or what is your opinion of like Victor's whole Revenant thing?
Oh, of Victor's whole call thing?
Yeah.
I would think because he's already dealing with his, dead brother that he doesn't think is all that weird. So, he's gonna, Victor's just doing what he needs to do. So he's.
But is it something that you would help with, or are you interested in it, or what is your?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
he'd help him out.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to help put him to rest.
Right. And Gus, same question.
I probably don't know anything about it. Am not at this point particularly interested in it. It's not clear to me. That's like, so far as I'm concerned, I think Victor is someone that Alejandro keeps around for muscle. And I think maybe I thought he brought him with him for like protection against me or against something else. But that it's not like, beyond the fact that it's odd that he walks around, half naked. Like, I don't have, like, I'm a little curious about that, but I don't know that I know enough to be engaged one way or the other.
All right. So, how do you react to Victor telling you that's him? That's who I'm looking for, pointing at the picture with Claiborne. Yeah, that's their name. Yes.
Right. So I look at him quizzically, and I think my first thought is maybe this has something to do with the commissioner's death, and that's something I can use. So I said, Victor, that's who? What?
That is the last person I saw before I died. That Claiborne is a very powerful person. Very wealthy, very connected. They must have something to do with this person's death. This Claiborne is well known as a killer.
Well known by who? How? Who are they?
So that's a good question. I don't know what Victor knows about Claiborne other than an image in the name, and that Claiborne is wealthy and powerful.
So, well, the put a face to a name movie already rolled. So
yeah. Well, someone else could do that. They might have more worldly,
All right. So someone else, like Gus, who like you may have heard of this name if so.
Sure.
You are allowed to roll put a face to a name.
All right. So that's sorry, just remembering.
That's with their faction with it, which is Knight.
Got it. And then sorry. Still adjusting to these tools a little bit. So my night score is 0.
All right, so it's a straight 2d6 roll.
Yep.
That is an 8
on
an 8. You know their reputation. The GM will tell you what most people know about them. And I'm guessing by most people, it's the supernatural community. So what Victor says he's right, because he is a vampire. He has a web. And he hunts mortals, so for, vampire stuff.
Got it. So basically, I know that he has a reputation of being a powerful vampire.
Yeah.
All right. And remember, do I get to mark Knight for that? Remind me how that works.
Yes, you get to mark Knight for that because you rolled with Knight. I think Victor also marks Knight because he rolled with that last time. Oh, you just go to mark there.
Nope, sorry, that was Victor. I'm mistaken.
Yeah. Well, but Victor also rolled, so
okay.
Yeah. And you can just use the drop-down menu to just put a mark there.
I got it. All
right.
All right.
So, you know that. And Amanda, I'll get back to you in a sec.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Whenever you take that drink. Do you have anything to say about this?
So I think I turn to Alejandro, and I'm basically ignoring Victor again. I think I mostly ignore Victor. I find him a little bit unnerving. And I say to Alejandro, when we're done here, we should probably go pay a visit to Claiborne. But I still want you to take a look around and see if you can see any signs of what might have caused her death more directly.
I can do that. But, if Victor thinks they're connected, we should definitely look into them. But let me see what I can see. So,
unless you have a specific move that's going to be investigate a place of power with Wild, because she was part of Wild. So.
Not a specific move, no.
All right, so investigate a place of power. So you roll with Wild.
Roll with my Wild. Wild is straight up. I wish 2 of these are mine. Crap.
The 5 and the 3 were the ones from before, so
okay.
The 2 and the 6 are yours.
2 and the 6. So then I got an 8.
All right. I would suggest changing the color of your dice.
Sorry, I'm not familiar. I'm still not great with this thing.
I don't use dice,
okay,
but mine I started color purple. So you rolled an 8. So you see below the surface to the reality underneath. So this place was very much tied to demons. Like a lot of demonic energy is here.
Oh, lots of bad energy here. Definitely something demonic. Should definitely be salted and burnt.
All right. Any thoughts?
I'm not super concerned with the presence of the demonic in this room. That's what we've come. I don't think I explained why. I'm not concerned. I'm not particularly concerned with the presence of the demonic in this room. If that's all you can see, I don't even know why I bothered to bring you with me. Let's go.
Well, that could be why she died. She's tied to demonic energy.
Could be, but the fact that it's here doesn't tell us anything. It would be here either way. This is information that I have. And I just turn around and walk out of the room. I'm done with this conversation.
All right.
So I had a question. So I have a demon that follows me around. That's Malcolm, my big mastiff, my demonic mastiff.
Different demon kind. Demon without an A, as opposed to demon with an A. She's been associated with demons without an A.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it's weird. They used the.
Well, what I was thinking is, what if technically I'm in pursuit of my call, right? Because this person is in my call. It says that my demon can follow me when I'm in pursuit of my call. So I wonder if Malcolm would appear. And maybe I could find out if Malcolm knows anything helpful.
All right. What does it look like when this I guess big whatever, describe your spectral hound mastiff thing.
So he looks like, he's a big mastiff. So he's like a big gray, probably about 4 feet high at the shoulder. I mean, mastiffs are pretty big. So he and he has like these glowing like hot coal eyes, and he kind of emanates this bluish white kind of almost like fire off of his skin.
All right. Do the others see the mastiff?
Yeah, they see him all right.
All right. So I guess so. How does he show up? And how do you guys react to this big dog demon showing up?
I think he just walks around a corner, like as we're talking and as I'm connecting the dots with Claiborne and everything. Malcolm just like walks around a corner.
All right, so
kind of goes next to me and looks at everybody.
So yeah, Gus and Alejandro, you see this big dog on fire.
I think I'm gone already.
Oh, then Gus.
Maybe he comes around the corner from one direction as I walk out the other.
Yes.
Lucky you.
All right, Alejandro sees this big dog on fire. What does he do?
Have I seen it before from working with Victor?
That's a good question. I don't know that you would have, because this is really the first time that he has truly been in pursuit of his list of people in your presence, because he hasn't really done anything with it yet. So, the fun thing about Malcolm is that he talks. However, only I can understand him. So when he talks, he sounds like he's talking backwards. So Alejandro, when he says things, he sounds like he's talking backwards.
Okay.
But to me, I can understand him.
I'll say, it's the demon. He's back.
No, my friend. This is Malcolm. He is my advisor from the demon realm.
You're an advisor from the demon realm?
Yes.
If you're looking to settle your spirit, you should maybe find better advisors.
Well, it's not me that found him. It is he that found me. I'll kneel down and look at Malcolm. What do you know of this place?
You know, demons are separate from demons.
It's just an extra E.
A. But this police commissioner was dabbling in the in occult arts.
Okay.
However, she was not involved in your death.
Okay.
So basically, she's not part of the call.
Okay. I thought I had somewhat. So I'm wondering if I. Okay. Let's see what he does. So I can ask him to add somebody to my list. This person hasn't specifically wronged Victor, as far as I know.
No.
So I'm not going to add them to the list. I'm wondering if there's a way that Malcolm can help me find Claiborne, though.
Well, this is going on. They hear honk from out front the building while they're having this conversation.
All right. Let's cut then to Amanda. You were running away with London, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say she gets lost, and you have to roll escape, which is plus blood. Your blood is 2, so this should be
It should work out.
easy-ish.
Yeah. And how do you determine your dice color?
On
You
the
do it
right
after you roll?
of the. No, it's before you roll. You
Is it
said.
There's the drop down, like right in the middle. It says color with a colon, and then there's a box to pick.
I'll do purple.
All right.
Cool.
All right, you succeed.
I got 12, yeah.
So you still choose one
Okay.
from the list on escape.
Let me
I
see.
will. Do you have the what's it called? Printouts? I will link them as well.
I'll do. I think I know what I want.
I'll link the printouts anyway in case anyone needs them. So what's your choice?
I end up in another dangerous situation. I think.
All right.
Cool.
So you end up running, getting separated from London, and you end up in. And this was, when did we establish this was happening? Like midday or no? It was nighttime. It was
I think
nighttime.
it's late night, man.
Yeah. You end up in classic dark alleyway.
Nice.
And you see you see this silhouette, and it seems to be moving. It doesn't seem to belong to anything. What do you do?
I slow my pace and try to be cautious around the silhouette, and I make myself my presence notice. It's like.
So how do you do that?
I shouted out. It's like, hey, get out of the way. I'm in a hurry. I have to go.
So it starts moving in the direction that you were going. So, and it dashes out. And that's a bit odd. So I would like, so I wouldn't, no, never mind. I'm not gonna make you roll your cool to keep your cool. But yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Okay.
What do you do?
So where did it dash out? Did it just disappear, or did it move somewhere like in some sort of another alleyway? Or...
It moved towards the direction you were going.
Okay, so it's going closer to me. So it's moving.
No, it's going away from you, but you were, so let's say you were going down an alleyway. You were running in a certain direction, and then it goes away from you, but in the direction you were going.
Away from me. Okay, so.
So
okay.
yeah.
All right, and so I feel like I'm trying to find. I slow down and then I try to like look for any traces of like footmarks, or like footprints of like what that thing might be. Maybe some sort of like I don't know, weird sense of if I have, maybe I have a clue if maybe I can tell like sense of a vampire. I feel like I'm pretty familiar with that since I think I try to establish. I think I'm a vampire hunter, so I'm looking for clues of that. Where it was at.
Do you think you're investigating a place of power? No, it's not a place of power. So I would think it's let it out. Like, how are you looking for this information? Is it supernatural in any way?
Sure, I'm like the way I do it, or the thing that I'm looking at supernatural.
The thing you're doing, is it supernatural?
I wouldn't think so. I feel like it's just mostly based on experience. Then I guess, yeah, just like experience and knowledge of like all the past mentors have passed on to me. I don't think I have a particular
in that case, you wouldn't
skill.
really find any tracks unless you do let it out as a like any supernatural power of senses or whatever. Like at first glance, there are no footprints or anything like that.
Okay, and then I look at the thing just moving farther away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything like? It's just like
it's a shadow.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like that makes it a little bit more suspicious to me because I feel like if it's even some sort of like mortar, like just human, it would leave some like a weird or just like some sort of like signature footprints, and so that kind of like drew me more interested, so I try to go for it.
All right.
I follow it. Yeah.
All right. I think you will follow it. Yes, that is. Yeah. You will follow it.
And I feel like I don't have my shotgun with me, but I have my pistol with me. I think at all times, just in case.
All right.
If anything goes.
Do you have your chain?
My what?
Your chain. You have 3 weapons.
What else do I have? Chain. Sure. I have my chain. I wear my chain around my waist. So it's like cool. It's fashionable. It's like pretty like nice, like a punk look. But it's also it's a weapon. So my pistol and my chain.
All right. So yeah, you give chase and you end up in this very like beat down, shady as fuck place. And you see it enters through the door, kind of like going like whoop. And let's cut back to the other team. I'm guessing you were honking because you wanted to get their attention to get the fuck out, right?
I mean, pretty much. It's obviously it's their call. At this point, I'm like, they're here with me, and I'm not just going to abandon them. But if they make me wait long enough, I might. And I made it clear that I was done, and that I wanted to go talk to Claiborne now.
All right.
It sounds like Claiborne's a prominent enough person that I might know where to find. Was Claiborne he, him,
Yeah, him.
So was prominent enough that I would probably know where to find him, or at least be able to pick up a phone and call his assistant if necessary. But you know, so yeah, that was why I honked. They should. I hope. Yeah, so they should do what they think is an appropriate response to that.
All right.
Okay, I mean, Victor doesn't really need to stick around here anymore, so that's fine. He'll go out.
Do you go out with your mastiff?
Yeah, he's still with me.
All right. And I'm guessing Alejandro will follow.
Yeah, I'll go along.
All right.
What kind of vehicle is this?
So, it's sort of it's a black sedan, pretty nondescript. I personally don't know a whole lot about cars, so I've not entirely sure the best way to describe it. But it's it could easily pass for like a livery car in any city in North America without too much.
Is it like old school or modern or?
I'd say it's modern. It's maybe a year, maybe last year's model.
So nice. So it's real nice, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It's like a Cadillac, maybe.
That could be.
Okay. All right. So Victor jumps in the back seat
with a big dog on fire.
Sorry,
Malcolm.
The dog.
Malcolm
as they're approaching, I'd say the dog cannot get in the car.
Yeah, Malcolm teleports into the back seat. And then stares at you through the rearview mirror.
I stare back at him, and I bare my teeth.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
All right, here's a question.
Yes.
Here's a question. I think what I do is as I'm looking like into the face of this dog is I want
demon dog. Let's be accurate.
Yes. I want to assume, right? So what I want to do is assume my demon form. But I think like all I really want to do here. So tell me if I need to roll for this, Maria. Like I just want to flash him, flash the demon the eyes, right? Like the sort of like the deep black, big round, owl eyes.
What is your intent with that?
So my intent is intimidation.
All right, I will say that is let it out because that is one of the options in let it out.
Fantastic. Like I wanna, and let it out is with spirit.
And you mark corruption first, but you might roll 10 plus, which one of the options is ignore the corruption. So roll.
So it's with spirit, right? So it's just a straight D2. 9.
That is a 9, which means you mark corruption and get to choose one.
Let me look at the list.
And I'm guessing it's frighten, intimidate, or impress your opposition is what you want.
Yep, that is correct.
Right. You scare a dog, you should feel bad.
It's not a real dog.
Truth.
All right. I'm guessing the corruption is really clear as to why you gain it because you just frightened a dog for no reason other than to frighten a dog.
100% a power play, yes.
All right.
To be clear, right? It wasn't just about frightening the dog, right? It was also about frightening Victor a little bit. He may or may not have had a reaction, but like it was the right. You have you have this dog that you put in my car against my will. I can get the dog
out. Victor, do you react?
Nope. I've seen demons before. In fact, I have one sitting right next to me.
All right. So you will go straight to Claiborne's place, no stops.
Yeah. I mean, I think if that's what I'd like to do.
All right.
Driving.
All right. If you do nothing about the dog in the back seat, it's gonna stay in the back seat.
Oh,
If
I'm sorry. Sorry. I thought I had frightened it out of the car with.
Oh yeah, then yeah, it's frightened out of the car, but it's gonna follow by running behind the car.
That's fine. I don't care if it comes with us. I just didn't want the dog in the car.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. But yeah, that's what it's gonna do. It's just gonna teleport out and then follow behind the car, just running. And it's all right. Until you get to this. Let me find what vampires normally live in, which is just look at the character sheet and look at the default residence. Hold up. Alright. Alright. Usually live in. Alright. So you go to a very weird part of town in terms of how to get there. It's like close to the edge of town. And you go to so do you go to his apartment or do you go to his workplace? First of all.
It's nighttime, right?
Yes.
So his apartment.
All right. So
he's not gonna like that.
All right. So yeah, you go to his apartment. I'm gonna say, or you find his apartment, and yeah, you can knock on the door. Or how do you approach this situation?
So I mean, when we get out of the car, I scratch the dog on the head and say, "Good puppy," and then walk up and hit the. It's an apartment building. What's the building look like?
You can't. The dog's spectral, so you can't pet him.
All right.
My hand goes through his spectral head. That's interesting. Okay.
Yes.
I hit the buzzer.
All right. No answer. Yeah, but to describe the apartment, it's nondescript. The building itself is like concrete. Like it's not quite the suburbs, but it's like the edge of town, like I said. But yeah, no answer.
Is it a building or is it like a freestanding? Like, is it inside an apartment building? I might have missed that part.
It's inside of an apartment building, but I'm guessing you're buzzing into the correct. Excuse me. Into the apartment number so that he can buzz you in and or let you in. And there's no answer. What do you do?
Lean on the buzzer for a minute.
No answer still.
Still nothing. Are both Alejandro and Vic? Alejandro, you got in the car too? You came with us?
Yeah, I did.
So I look at them. Probably should have called ahead first.
Well, do you want to get in, or do you want to find out if this Claiborne person is here?
Probably number 2, then number 1.
Okay. Then I am going to try and focus for a minute, and I'm going to let out and try to extend my senses to see if they're here.
All right.
So,
describe what that looks like.
Okay. For Alejandro, extending his senses to see if somebody is in a building, he's going to take his stick and he kind of like scratches a small mark on the side, and he taps it down, and he just kind of concentrates for a moment, and you see it like kind of light up, and you see like a little ball of energy fly off.
All right. So let's have that let it out roll.
All right, let's see here. 6 plus 2, 7, 8.
All right, that is an 8. So choose one and mark one corruption.
And I mark a corruption.
And Gus, you marked corruption on the wrong character sheet again.
Oh, I keep on doing that. I am sorry.
It's fine. And I guess you're picking to extend your senses.
Yep.
All right.
Try and find that same person that I saw in the picture.
Yeah, he's not there. The apartment is completely empty. There's been movement, or there's been like, it's still in use, the apartment, but he's not currently there.
There's nobody home right now.
Maybe for us to take a look around and see what we can find. And I kick in the door, the building door.
All right. So yeah, you kick in the door to the apartment, and yeah, it's comfortable. It's surprisingly comfortable for being up in an apartment like almost outside of town.
So, hey, Victor, he's almost as good at bashing indoors as you are.
Almost. Okay, well, let's have a look around here. All
right. So you look around and you see that this place has been, like it's been in use. It's like a home. There's no refrigerator. There's no kitchen. So clearly the place of a vampire. And going through his stuff in the room, you can see a list of contacts. You figure out that his motivation is to gain more power and move up the corporate ladder, so to speak. And you get that because he's been doing deals with some nebulous people, like Venables is one of them, who is in your call currently. He has also made deals with Dolores, so she's also in your call, as if you recall.
Yes.
There is another person who is described as Piper. You don't remember this particular person, though.
I will look down at Malcolm and ask if he knows who this Piper is, and do they deserve punishment?
How does the call make people part of your call thing work?
There's a move associated with it that I roll.
Yeah. All right.
So let's do that.
Right.
Spirit. There's my spirit. My spirit's pretty good. It is good. Okay.
What do you roll?
Spirit.
Yeah, but like, what do you roll total?
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, okay. Let me move the purple dice.
No, mine are red. Oh, I only got a 5.
Total?
Yep.
All right. I don't see the red dice, so I'm gonna reroll. Oh, or not reroll, but like reload. So yeah, that person, Malcolm says, this is someone who you don't want to fuck with. You are better off not chasing after him.
All right. So just this move has a miss thing. Basically, I take -1 ongoing against them until I offer them forgiveness, or that's it. I have to offer them forgiveness, or I take a -1 against them ongoing. So that'd be against Piper.
So offer them forgiveness is basically you forgive them for something, right? Or...
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be an involved, because I got to find out what they did, number one, and then I got to run into them and everything. So it's going to be a while, but that's okay.
All right. All right, that's all right. So the other two of you are watching this guy talking to his dog, and his dog is talking backwards. You can't like but looking around so I'm gonna ask the two of you, what stands out other than the lack of a kitchen that marks this place as the place of a vampire, the home of a vampire? Alejandro and Gus.
Okay. There's no bed, and there are blackout shades.
Okay. And Alejandro?
Stands out as the place of a vampire. I am gonna say I don't know. There are a few things in the apartment that are like nicer pieces that are really, really old antiques that just kind of stand out as like are complete contrast with everything else that must be some like attachment to a past life or something.
All right, cool. In particular, you notice one very old photograph, same person, same age, because hey, vampire. But you see him and you see him shaking hands with this other person. They seem why don't you put a face to a name?
Oh.
Alejandro.
Okay, put a face to a name. Okay, and it's a night faction?
This person in particular is from all right, let me find a good name for them. They're from Power though.
Power? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Oh. Okay, 8 out of 9.
All right. A 9. You know it's a it's an it's an immortal called Pierre.
An immortal named Pierre?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know that Pierre is basically a hold up. He left the city a while ago because he basically said fuck this supernatural bullshit politics, and he left a little while before all this happened. So it's recent.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, this Pierre, he left town.
Pierre, yes.
Kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
If he's not here, then he's probably not our problem.
But
Is there a bonus for being in the same faction? That the... Oh, and don't forget to mark that faction also.
No hurry. Like, we should finish this up. But at some opportunity, I'd like to know if I recognize Piper's name.
All right. Cool.
no, it doesn't look like there's any bonus for being in the same faction.
All right. All right. All right. So, yeah, it's like Pierre. You get the feeling that Pierre is might be important later on. So, Gus, you want to know if you recognize Piper's name?
Mm-hmm.
Roll with wild.
Okay.
And I'm gonna mark that for you.
Thank you. So I don't do it wrong. Got it. +1. 5 + 1 is a 6. No good.
No bueno. You don't know them or you owe them. I'm gonna say you owe them.
All right.
You owe them. So Piper is from Wild, and you owe them a favor.
That motherfucker Piper.
And yeah,
What do I know about him? Should I tell you? Do you tell me?
I will tell you what you know about him, and you will tell me why you owe him.
Mm-hmm.
He is something that should not be. Something from another dimension. And yeah.
Okay. I owe him because he helped me conceal. So remember how I've been sort of commissioned to look after Amanda?
Yeah.
So he helped me conceal the fact that I was doing so from her at one point. Like she was in over her head against. Oh, that's what it was. Against Piper. And I told Piper I'd owe him one if he backed off.
All right. All right. So let's cut back to Amanda then. Amanda, you see this shadow go into this shady ass place. What do you do?
What kind of place is it? Is it a building or is it just like a clearing in between?
It's a rundown bar.
It's a rundown bar. Is it going from like the main entrance or is it going from like the back entrance of the bar?
Main entrance.
Okay. Then I'll look in if there's any windows like that looks into the bar. I try to peer inside and see what it end up like manifesting. Maybe the light's better inside, and so maybe I could see this thing.
Yeah, you see the people inside, and they're pretty much. So this seems to be a bar for supernatural people, I guess. and tell me what you recognize that tips you off to that.
I feel like there's some sort of a like a so I notice if when people go into the bar, they go through two different barriers, like the actual physical door, and then there's some sort of a like magical shimmer that's probably not that people like normal people wouldn't really notice unless they know what they're looking for. And I feel like I'm trained enough to like look for those things, and then yeah.
All right. So you have this information. What do you want to do with it?
And so I feel like
Oh, and another thing, you do not see the shadow inside.
okay. Then I'll try to go in then. I open the door and trying to go through the shimmer. That's like very, I don't know if they actually allow mortals, or do you think this?
Yeah, they allow you since you notice the shimmer.
Okay, cool. So then I go through it and look around the room to see if there's anyone that's kind of like panting or like look like they're like tired from just running. So I try to see that.
No one in particular seems tired.
Okay.
However, you see the bartender look at you suspiciously. And just cleaning the counter.
Yeah.
And staring at you.
Okay. And so I feel like I wanna stick around for a little bit. I wanna I go to the bar and like sit on the stool and ask for a drink, and really trying to like have a good look on like everyone's face and see if I notice anyone that I know, or I feel something weird about any of them.
All right. Can you tell me the circumstances of when you confronted Piper? Like, what was that about?
Yeah, I could you refresh me of what happened between Piper and I, because he's trying to conceal, right?
You were after him, and then Gus intervened somehow.
So the way I set it up, and we can negotiate this, if you like, we can do whatever you want with this. Really, my idea was just that like you were in a conflict for whatever reason, and I think I had decided that he was too tough for you, and I got him to back off, which meant that he was probably the aggressor for whatever reason, right? That you weren't necessarily pursuing him, but that he was pursuing you for something you'd done.
Okay. What's Piper's faction? What is he?
Wild.
He's a wild. And we don't really know. We haven't really established if he's like a fae or.
Yes, we did. He's a creature that should not be.
Okay, cool. And so I feel like I feel like during my hunting, I've really made some like important vampires that are like pretty close to him, like uncomfortable. And so Piper's trying to stop me from hunting like a few like particular vampires, I would say.
Right.
I think that's a circumstance, and yeah.
All right. So the bartender looks at you. So what do you want for your drink?
I'll just have a pint of your darkest beer.
All right.
A nice stout.
And he goes and gets you the darkest beer he has. It's quite good. Surprisingly, considering the place. um. So what are you here for?
Well, I don't know. Circumstances. Tonight's been a weird night. You know, one thing leads to another, and now I'm just here. Why do you need to know? Do you always ask your patrons that?
Well, they always seem to have business.
Well, maybe your business is not my concern, or is it? Or is your business my concern as well?
What will make it your concern?
Because I'm looking for a particular someone, an entity that might have, let's say, slip away from my reaches, if you know what I'm talking about.
Sure. Can you tell me more about this entity?
See, I don't even know why I'm even telling you this, but it's gonna give it a shot. What, like, is this, what's this bartender's pronouns? Like, he, him,
They, them.
they. And I try to ask for their name. Can you?
All right. Their name. They give you the name. I'm looking for. Oh, they give you the name Ace.
Ace. So maybe, maybe I just noticed that people, like the regulars call them Ace, and I just like, it's like Ace. This entity. I don't know why I'm telling you this, Ace, but I think maybe you know something I don't. I mean, I'm looking for an entity that comes from the darkness and the depths of within our city. You know, something that's moves really fast, really quick. Maybe lives in the alleyway.
Why are you
They don't
interested
leave a
in this
trace.
entity?
I've had a really long night. My roommate's dead boyfriend shows up, and someone really important just got murdered, and it's really important for me to know this entity because I'm really at a loss here, and if I don't, I really am going to lose it, and you don't want to see me lose it. I've had a really long night. I had to leave
All right. I'll tell you, but you'll owe me.
Sure.
All right. So he has one debt on you now, and he says, he's a he's an old specter. His name is Frederick.
Mm-hmm.
He works for Claiborne. Uh,
What's his name?
maybe.
David?
Sorry?
David? That's his name?
No,
Oh.
Frederick.
Oh, Frederick. Okay.
He works for Claiborne. Claiborne being some vampire lord who
Mm-hmm.
lives. You may find Frederick, or I saw him get in and then go back out. But if you, but I think he was just working for Claiborne at that point.
Do you have any idea where he's going?
Who, Claiborne or Frederick?
Frederick.
Probably back to Claiborne.
All right. Cool. And so I think after getting what I wanted, I finish like the other half, like the last half of the whole pint in like one big gulp. And just slam the glass on the bar and points at Ace. It's like, Ace, I have a feeling I'll see you again soon.
I agree.
And I just walk out the bar, which is called.
All right, you go ahead. Give the bar a name.
I think. It's called the. I don't know, the rusty cauldron, whatever. Yeah, the rusty cauldron.
All right. So you leave the rustic cauldron, and where do you go next?
I think I I try to. I go back to my car, and I wanna hit the streets. Is that
All right.
possible?
Yes. Looking for Frederick or Claiborne?
I'm looking for Frederick because I want to know what he's all about. And so yeah, so I get on my truck. Is there?
So you roll with Knight and mark Knight if you haven't already. And you have not. Okay.
What's my night is 1. Wait. Ooh.
That is not good.
That is not very good.
Here's what happens. You're in your car driving around, trying to find some sign for Frederick. And you hit something, or it hits you. You're not quite sure, but you basically stop quickly. And yeah, you look behind you and you see a pair of glowing red eyes, claws on your car, and big bright canines, white canines. And yeah, you're staring at a vampire in the face. And let's cut to the other team. So you're about to leave Claiborne's place. You've got all the information you need.
Do we have everything we need from this place? Victor says to the other two.
Well, was there any information on Miss Chambers?
Oh, she had a deal with Claiborne and it fell apart. Sorry, I I forgot to mention that part.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I look at the two of them, and I guess Malcolm as well, and I say, I think I've gotten everything I can tonight. I'm gonna head home and call it a night. And I also if you guys need a lift home or need a lift somewhere, I'm happy to drop you off. And as I'm doing that, like I'm looking down at my phone and I'm texting Piper that I'd like to meet with him the next day.
All right.
Like I know I'm not going to get to see him right away, but hopefully he'll respond to a text.
All
I have
right.
his number. I have his number, right? That's a reasonable
Yeah,
thing.
that's reasonable.
So, just to recap, what leads have we gotten from this place, if any? Other than Piper, we
his
learned
hunting
about
grounds.
Piper.
Claiborne's hunting grounds.
Okay, good. Okay, that's probably where we'll go next, or where I'll go next. Okay. All right, so I turn to, I guess, Alejandro, who's still there, right?
Yeah.
By the way, you get a text back from Piper.
Okay. You keep going. Keep going, Victor.
I must destroy this place of power. He can no longer use it. And Victor will start looking around for ways to destroy this place.
Destroy his whole apartment?
Yep. So I have a move called Is That Gasoline I Smell? And it does pretty much what I just said I'm going to do. So if it's okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll.
All right, let me see how that move works.
It's pretty straightforward.
All right, okay. Sure, roll.
All right.
Roll to blow shit up.
Did it do it? Okay, it's doing it. Oh, I should have cleared the dice. Okay. It looks like I have an 8.
That is not a miss, which is good.
Yep.
And
so yeah.
What does the 8 do?
Well, on a hit, I find whatever I need to bring the place down around you. A 10 plus means
you
it
don't
means I don't
work
have to
for
spend
it.
any time, basically. Yeah.
You can bring the place down, but you'd have to spend some time here.
Okay.
Right.
That's fine.
All right. I'm guessing you see Gus leaving the door already.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm not hanging out while you destroy this place.
That's fine.
I'm walking away.
All right. So yeah, and Alejandro, you are okay with arson?
So you don't think it's useful to wait for him to come back here? You know where he's going to return to.
Absolutely not. I do not want to face him in his place of power.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna walk away then too. just
I will meet you later.
Let me know when you need a ride or something.
So my plan is to go to his hunting grounds next. So if you want to meet me there, that's fine.
Sure thing.
Because that's probably where he is.
All right. So, Alejandro, where are you going? Where are you gonna follow Gus, or where are you going?
Yeah, I'll go with Gus. Since he's headed home, I'll ride back with him, and then take my own car back towards the hunting ground. And I'll try and talk to Gus. Is like, this is gonna get a lot worse tonight bbefore it gets better.
Gus, are you going to your home before going to Elm Street?
No, but I'll drop Alejandro off first.
Keep in mind, Elm Street is the hunting grounds.
Right, we're all. This is what's funny, right? We're gonna split up, and then we're all gonna end up back together. I like the dramatic irony of that.
Yes. All right, so you go to drop Alejandro off,
Like I
and
don't.
then
Like,
you'll see him go with the car. Oh god.
Right, he's just like following me all the way there. What's up with that?
Yes. So yeah, you arrive there, and okay, so here's what you. Well, Victor is setting a place on fire while this is going on. You basically see a vampire just hop into the back of Amanda. You describe your car. It is shitty, right? Oh no, it's a pickup truck.
It's a pickup truck.
Okay, so you see this vampire hop into the back of a pickup truck.
Okay.
And start clawing its way in. Amanda, you can react first. What do you do?
So I'm assuming it's the vampire's on my bed, right? The truck bed.
Yes.
And it's clawing through
the back window.
The back window. And am I still is my car still moving? I don't think so, right? Because I stopped already.
Correct.
Okay. So it's clawing. Then I wanna like throttle the truck really quickly, abruptly, and immediately brake.
What is your intent with this?
I'm trying to create a motion, go really fast.
What do you want to do with the vampire? Is my point.
I want it to hit the back of the window to give it a jerk reaction to startle it and maybe hurt it a little bit from the impact to the back window.
I'm gonna say keep your cool. I'm gonna consider this a hunt, so you can roll with blood.
Okay. Cool. Four, and my blood is 2, so I got a 6. Okay, I got a 6.
Amazing. Yeah, no. You're accelerating, and then it just punches through the back of the window, through the back window, and it grabs you. Alejandro, you see this? What do you do?
I see the vampire grabbing
the person in the car who you can't get a good look at.
Oh, okay. Geez, am I able to identify it as a vampire or?
Yeah, that is a fucking vampire.
Yeah, so I am going to use my spell then because I have elementalism. So just let out a bunch of fire.
So first, channel your magic.
Okay. Channeling.
Yes.
Alrighty. Let's do that. I got a 14.
Nice. That is hold 3, and you can spend hold to use your thing. So I'm guessing this is 2 harm close area.
Yeah, it's the 3 harm close or 2 harm close area. Yeah, we'll do the 2 harm.
Or no. So
no. Yeah,
no,
just straight at it. If I see it's a vampire, I'm just going to try and fry it pretty much straight up. 3 harm close.
Yeah, 3 harm close, not the area one. All right. That's... Yeah, it is on... So describe your spell.
Elementalism is fire, so it's kind of like one of the most basic things. So he just kind of like swings his stick around and kind of lays it out, and it's just like like playing highlight, and throws a ball of fire at it.
All right. Yeah, the vampire's on fire. Gus, you're texting, I guess. Do you do anything other than text? You're muted.
Do I recognize Amanda's truck? Do I recognize that it's Amanda?
Yes.
Or is it just too hard to tell? So then,
Well,
I guess
you recognize the truck.
Right. After I send that last text, I do a double take and I just mutter shit. And like, I sort of say, "You're gonna owe me for this one." And then sorry, what was the result of Alejandro's spell?
3 harm on the vampire.
All right. So I think if I pull out my Beretta, can I get a clear shot at him, at the vampire? It won't matter.
It's on fire.
It's on fire.
Am I on fire as well?
I'll get to that soon.
Okay.
I think what I do is, and I'm gonna try and use some of my preternatural speed and like try to rush over there and get Amanda out of the truck.
I think that's a let it out.
I think so too.
All right.
Let's hope this one goes a little bit better than some of my other rolls have so far. 6 plus with spirit, just a 6. Fail.
All right. You see, okay, so here's what happens. You dash towards the, I'm guessing you run out of your car and you dash towards the pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
When halfway there, you are stopped by this shadow that just appears in front of you and pushes you back.
I say, "You want me to stay a spectator, Piper?"
It's not Piper.
Oh, interesting.
All right, Victor, you're on your way. Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This vampire is now on fire. If it gets worse, you might have a car on fire. What do you do?
Okay, so I take out my chain that's on my waist in order for me to create a leash or like on their head, like around their neck. Because also, just so you know, that chain is blessed, so it's holy.
That affects demons, not vampires. But
oh shoot. Okay. All right. Whatever. So I do that, and I try to drag that vampire out of the car with me, because I don't think I try to kill them yet.
All right. So drag it out of the car. I think that's a keep your cool with blood, because you're dragging the vampire out of the car that's about to go on fire.
Okay, cool.
And the vampire's on fire.
The vampire's on fire, but I'm not quite. But I could feel the heat. Right.
Yeah.
So
and since your intent is not to kill, so I don't want to make it unleash.
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll that 9. So I got a 11.
All right, you do so. You drag the vampire out of the car. Well, so here's what it happens: you grab him to the neck, and then you go out dragging the vampire. It goes through the back window into the seats, and the The truck catches fire, but you manage to get it out of the truck afterwards and throw him to the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, and I pull out my pistol, and I just point it at them. It's like, don't fucking move. And yeah, maybe I try to like tie him up a little bit more and assess the situation. I'm not like freaking out, and I'm trying to see where the fire like coming from. Where's the fire coming from?
The fire is coming from a wizard that just shot a spell at the vampire. I think you've met Alejandro before. Have you?
Yeah, and I think
yeah, you definitely have because he has debts on you, and and you have debts on his brother. So
okay, Papa, what's happening? Like, what the fuck is this shit?
I'm trying to save your life.
Thank you, but like, what the fuck? Like, where'd you come from?
We heard.
Also, you see Gus being stopped by the same shadow.
Oh shit! Go for it.
We were following a vampire that had something to do with that Chambers murder thing that we saw you run away from. What's the deal with that?
I don't know. Fucking vampires, they do that, and I point at Gus. Can we both see Gus?
Gus was rushing in to save you, and the shadow that you saw before is now in between him and you, or him and the truck rather.
All right. I think since I don't really, since I already have one of them, I think I'm just gonna like unload my pistol on that shadow.
All right. So you're trying to shoot a ghost, okay?
Yeah, this could go very badly for the person standing on the other side of the ghost.
Because I think I don't think I know.
No, it makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah, it means that if it goes badly, it's probably going to hurt. I guess.
All right, so that's a let it all out, right?
No, that's an unleash.
Unleash. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Roll good.
And unleashes with
blood.
Okay.
We should be good because you're a hunter.
Hey, but who knows?
But who knows? Yeah.
7. I got a 9.
All right. So choose one from the list above, and then choose one from the list below.
Okay. Where is it? I want to inflict terrible harm. I don't know how that would you allow that? Would that work fictionally?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, what do you choose for the?
And I want they inflict harm on me.
If it's okay with you, I'm gonna say it. It also it makes more sense for him to inflict harm on, or for it to inflict harm on Gus, since that is the person right in front of them.
Sure.
You guys are okay with that?
I mean, I think it makes sense in the fiction. As unhappy with that as I might be.
All right. So, what harm does your pistol do normally? Oh. 2 harm, ghost and spoilable. All right, so 2 harm to the ghost, and I'm gonna say, 3 harm because you do terrible harm.
Yeah, can we maybe talk about like fictionally what's happening with the bullets harming the ghost, and that also like might help figure out like what's happening to me also.
Yeah. Are your bullets enchanted or anything?
I would say so. Because I feel like my gun is what's like it's the value the attack is valuable, and so that
I
means
think since the shadow was able to push Gus back, I'm gonna say it's corporeal, so it can't take the hit.
There we go.
So
Right, it has substance.
yeah, so it's currently corporeal. You can shoot it. However, it's gonna take a few. It's gonna grow claws from its hands and get a few claws slashes on Gus. I'm gonna say take 2 harm.
Okay.
Do you have armor?
I don't think so. I might, depending on how this develops in a second, I might decide to take on my demon form and see what happens with that. But for now, I don't think I have any armor.
Yeah, no. However, you can take your demon for 2 heal, so
Right. So.
that shouldn't be a big deal.
So that's 1. So that's faint harm or grievous harm?
Grievous.
Grievous 1. Got it.
Yeah. But the ghost is dead. Well, dead-ish. It's dispersed. After that, because Amanda hits it clean off. Clean somewhere. You still have a vampire there. Alejandro, you haven't done anything. What do you do? Well, after setting it on fire. You're muted.
Yeah. I really don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk over towards where Amanda is, and are you okay?
oh shit, yeah, I'm fine. Ugh, it's just been like a really stressful night, and also I have the vampire like on the ground with my boot on their neck, and I'm figuring out it's like glowing in like a little bit of fire, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I just shot something. I might have heard screaming that sounds familiar. Sounds like Gus, but I don't know. It's just like everything happened so quickly. Yeah, I don't know. It's just been a really wild night. Are you okay?
And yeah, I'm fine. I want to look around. Is there any witnesses or anything around?
It's about this point that Victor shows up.
Just walking down the street.
Oh, and the dog's there, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So
what's happening?
So, you see a vampire, which the dog tells you that's Claiborne, and you
Great.
see Amanda, and you see Alejandro, and you see Gus, and you see a ghost being dispersed, and
All right,
a truck on fire.
Where is the vampire relationship to the flaming truck?
It's close, but not super close. It's currently under Amanda's boot.
Under Amanda's boot. All right. I'll walk up and pull out my 357 Magnum.
All right.
And point it at Clay. It's Claiborne, right?
Yes, that's Claiborne.
Yeah. So I'm gonna walk right up.
All right, you do so.
Does Amanda try to stop me?
No, I look at you and ask, like, do you know who's this person? How do you know him?
All right, I'm ignoring Amanda for the moment.
Victor, wait, we need information.
All right, well, you're gonna have to stop me because I'm looking at Claiborne. Do you remember me? Do you remember what you did? How does Claiborne react to seeing me alive?
He's currently under Amanda's boot, and her boot is in his neck, so he can't really speak well.
Well, what's the face look like?
Enraged.
Enraged.
Yeah.
I have destroyed your lair, and you are next. Point the gun barrel at him.
Is anyone gonna stop him?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was waiting. I'm certainly gonna try to interfere if he does anything to. Although
I try to talk to Victor. It's like, Victor, calm down. You'll get to do this when the time is right. We need to get more information from him.
Get your information now while he's still breathe. Well, he doesn't breathe, but I just stand there with my gun pointed at him. I look at the others and I'm looking impatient, but I'll stop for the moment.
Okay.
Is anyone going to ask him anything?
Yeah. So,
yeah. Go ahead,
Claiborne. What do you know about the murder of Allison Chambers?
I guess Amanda, but
Amanda, let your boot up just a little.
Okay. And so with the chain on his neck, I pull him up. He's probably like kneeling down right now, but I have my hand on the chain that ties his neck.
Yeah. He says she did not uphold her part of the bargain, so we had to. So we had to take her out.
I get down on my knee. I'm sort of like I'm clutching. I guess where was I clawed? Like across the torso.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of like holding my hand over the cut. Maybe I ripped a piece of my jacket off to try and just like absorb blood as I'm bleeding, and I get down on one knee and I put my face in front of Claiborne's and I say, Claiborne, you know who I am? Does Claiborne know who I am?
Yeah, sorry, it's just fireworks outside. Yes, Claiborne knows who you are.
So I say, Claiborne, you know who I am?
Yes.
Then you know I know a little something about deals. What was this one?
It was between a bunch of people. A deal to expand. He doesn't do the quote unquote, but it's like you can basically see the air quotes. Expand the city.
I grunt and I sort of mutter to myself, she was trying to cut us out. And I get up and I say to Victor, sorry, who else was involved before I do that?
Dolores, Venables, Piper,
so
a bunch of other people I don't remember. Apparently, I don't know. Piper got like half the people in the team.
Right. So I said, thanks, Claiborne. I turn to Victor. He's yours if you want him. And I walk away to go find a doctor. But we can come back to that later.
All right. Claiborne? Oh, sorry, not Claiborne. Victor.
What is Allison or not Allison? What's Amanda doing?
I guess. What am I doing? I feel like what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out if there's if he knows more about like the inner working of like I guess I think I'm trying to ask him more questions about vampires like in the city, like the whole structure of it, but I don't know if that's like the appropriate time to do it, or maybe
I don't think Victor's going to give you that much time.
I know, yeah. I feel like
you get one question.
Do we establish that? So Claiborne kill you, Victor? No.
Yes.
Yes.
Or was
Okay.
involved at least in
Or
his.
was it wrong?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'll just I did the chain around his neck, and I give Victor the nod and walk away. I look away.
Okay. And is Alejandro still there?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Alejandro is, since I still got some magic, I'm going to make it start raining to put out the truck.
All right, that sounds great.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
I shoot the stupid vampire.
All right, you shoot the vampire. I'm not gonna make you roll because that's because you have having plain black and there's nothing really at stake here.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's dead. I think there's a move that happens when you kill someone in your call.
I don't know if that's true. I know there's if I kill someone who's not in my call, I get
When you
corruption.
punish one of them, absolutely is
Oh
how
right.
it.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, I will look at. I guess I'll look at Malcolm. Does he think this is a fitting punishment?
I think. Sorry, fireworks are distracting. But yeah, I'm gonna say Claiborne wasn't super knee deep into this, so you can just shoot him and he'll be satisfied with that. So you can advance.
Right. He is shot, and I'll figure out the advance here momentarily.
Right, and let's take a break here if that everyone's okay with that. Is everyone here? John, you there? We'll give him 2 minutes. We'll start at 10. All right, let's continue. So John, you there? All right. So I am sorry, those fireworks are driving me nuts. So let's heal off to faint. Gus.
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna say it's the next morning.
Great.
Uh
In that case, I'm not going to push to try and see a doctor to get it down to.
well, I'm gonna say you did see the doctor.
Right.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah, and Yeah. And let's see. Can I do that? I would like to like I would like to do the session intro move right now, but it's not the beginning of session. And there is a on the other hand, there is kind of a plot going on.
I mean,
Is there anything anyone wants to do specifically?
yeah, for what it's worth, I still want to pull on that Piper thread.
Okay.
Like he sent me to Elm Street to watch Claiborne go after Amanda for a reason, but he wasn't there. He was part of this deal. This is a deal that I know nothing about, which means that me and by proxy Stolas were being cut out of something. And Chambers owed us, and so Stolas needs to get to what's theirs, and that's my job to make sure that they do.
I'm gonna ask the others. Victor, what is your intent right now?
Victor wants to go home with Amanda.
And Amanda?
I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I need, like, what I want to do. I want to, yeah, probably go home and go to bed. But also, I feel like also I'm stressing out about London too.
I was hoping to see like the next morning, but if you have anything before then, what's your intent?
Yeah, I'll just go home. Yeah.
But like the next morning, what is your plan moving forward?
In the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I don't have a lot of like going on. I mean, like I try to find Frederick, so I could.
Frederick, you shot Frederick.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. Is Frederick dead?
He is dispersed right now.
Okay. See, yeah, I'm probably trying to look for London in the morning. I don't know if that's possible.
Victor?
Well, I mean, so Victor knows that London is somehow important to him, and he also knows that Amanda is somehow important to him. Amanda was the one that found him in the river.
Mm-hmm.
So he feels like he should follow Amanda home and figure out what this connection is.
All right. You guys want to have that scene?
Sure.
All right. Go ahead.
Like going home? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just start going into the truck and see the damage.
Hi, John. Welcome back.
And how damaged is my truck? I feel like definitely the back part is pretty
repairable.
Repairable. Is it still working?
Somewhat.
Okay. So maybe I'll I'll try to start it and I'm just so tired and I really need to go to bed, and so yeah, close my door. I don't really like notice anyone or like trying to think about anyone else, just trying to go home. Put the key in the ignition, start the truck.
All right, and then Victor gets in.
What are you doing here?
I must learn more about you. There is some connection to my former life. I must learn more about it. Tell me who you are.
Does it matter anymore? Like you're dead. London's not here. Now I really am at a loss here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think I don't think this is healthy for me, like a relation, like a really healthy relationship for you and I. I'm like such a crossroad.
Wait, you guys weren't dating. He was dating
No,
London.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right time for you to stick around with me. I don't know what I'm doing.
I was brought back for a reason. Perhaps you can assist me with it.
And you don't even know what your reason is. Why don't you just figure that out yourself and you come back to me?
You're a hunter, as am I.
And I was like, okay, whatever. Just give me time to sleep for hours tonight. And so
Yes.
yeah, I just go to my apartment and yeah. Just go to bed the next morning.
I want to figure out what Alejandro's plan is in the morning. Like, what's your next step?
I'm not really sure. I guess I want to find out. Gus said something about like they were trying to take it away from our plan or something, which I think is a little bit troubling. So, I don't know what he would do. Shoot. The next morning, he would probably try to look for more information on, these same people, since they seem to be tied into Victor. Go back and talk to Victor. See. Come on, we know these names. Doris.
Victor did not come back home with you. He went
Yeah,
to
I know.
Canada. So.
But so.
Do you have a way to contact him?
I would assume, since I hire him.
All right. Tell us what it is.
Phone call? I don't know. Does Victor have a phone since coming back to life?
Victor does not have a phone.
Oh.
There's no way. He has no money and nothing. I think Victor just shows up at your shop on a daily basis. That's probably how you contact him. I mean, he's got literally nothing going on, so it just shows up. Hi. Yeah. I mean, you could theoretically, it could be like a common place that you may leave a note, or I don't know. I mean, you could use your magic, couldn't you?
Yeah. Actually, I think
you can call me too. I have my phone with me, and I feel like Victor's.
Yeah. Does Alejandro know where I went?
You could. I think you would probably.
I know where you were last.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I'm going to try to, since my home is, is close to my sanctum, I'm going to try to talk to my brother, my extremely knowledgeable assistant, and say, okay, we need to figure out what's going on. There's something very off with everything in this town. The power's getting really upset. See if we can figure out what's going on with all the different groups are getting out of whack.
All right. So what do you want to do specifically?
Can I do... Trying to think of a way I can use my sanctum rules, since I haven't gotten to use those in play yet.
All right. All right, let me get back to you. And so Gus, you want to set up a meeting with Piper, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, that's not super difficult. Because you don't have to even leave your place. All right, so you get in contact with Piper. What do you say?
Okay, this is maybe a silly question. This is what I'm saying to you. Is it a weekday or a weekend morning?
You tell me.
Let's say that was a Sunday night and it's now Monday morning.
All right.
And it was a long night, so I sent him that text at the end of the night. So just saying I still want to talk to you, because Chambers was one of mine. And then so I text him again first thing in the morning, which is on the late side for me, but probably not late for a lot of other people. Gus is an early riser, so we'll say it's maybe normally he would get up at 5:30 or 6, but it's like 7:30 or 8. And I say, can you meet me at my office at 9?
Okay.
I'm curious if he will or not, right?
Yeah, he does.
He does.
He shows up.
Great. So I'm sitting at my desk. It's a big desk. I am not the senior partner in this firm, but I'm somewhere just below that. My name isn't over the door, but a lot of important stuff goes through me. So I have a reasonably large office, remarkably free of any identifying personal anything. It is nice and it is anonymous. I say, Piper, how you been?
Piper, this short person shows up and sits on the the comfy chairs. Yeah.
How have you been?
Yes.
You want to tell me why you wanted me to see that show over on Elm Street? I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. It was very entertaining, and Claymore told me some stuff that I wanted to know. But why did you want me there?
I thought you wanted to make sure Amanda doesn't die.
That was kind of you. Very, very kind of you. I do appreciate that. I see you've gone beyond the letter of our contract, which I'm not sure I appreciate. What were you into with Chambers, with the commissioner? I just look at them right in the face.
So he leans over. There are some construction plans going on, and I needed people to help me. And Chambers backed down. She signed a contract, and then she backed down.
You know, she didn't have a right to sign that contract.
She didn't tell us.
Her soul belonged to somebody else.
Then I would have to talk to that other person.
All right.
Because she did sign a contract, even if her soul belonged to someone else.
All right. What am I doing? So I slide a piece of paper across the desk. It's not actually paper; it's parchment. It's signed Allison Chambers in blood, and there's just a stamp in. It's not clear what exactly kind of liquid the stamp was. It's a very deep black with a kind of a weird green sheen coming off it, of an owl with a crown. I say to Piper, "Do you know what this is?"
It's a contract.
Do you see who it's between?
Yes.
Oh, I just wanted you to know. All right. Thanks for your time.
If you need her soul back, I have it right here. And then he pulls out a little this sized fist-sized crystal ball, and then puts it in the you recognize it as a soul, but as a captured soul, and then he puts it down on the table and starts to leave.
Thanks. And then at some point I need to talk to Stolas. I'm not sure when or how we want to do that. We can maybe make that a scene later, but we need to talk about what's going on here.
All right. So, if no one's opposed, I would like to have that scene and then stop for the session there. Unless anyone wants to have any scene in particular. Nothing? All right. So, how do you contact Stolas?
So the first thing I do, it's at this point, it's probably like 9:30 in the morning, and my office has big windows. I close them up. I reach into the bottom drawer of my desk and pull out a little incense brazier, and an emerald and a feather. And I set the feather into the brazier as if it's like it's a stick of incense. I don't know if you know, you've seen those like little things, and there's like a slot for the incense stick. So instead of the incense stick, there's a feather, and I put the emerald into the bowl sort of on top of it, and then I light the top of the feather, and I say, Stolas, my lord, my master, I have things which you must hear. And I wait for him to appear to me. Sometimes he sends a bird, sometimes he appears in his human form, sometimes he appears in his sort of strange, like half owl, half human, long-legged, creepy bird demon form.
He sends a bird.
He sends a bird.
Yeah.
I say to it, and I looked into the death of Commissioner Chambers as you requested. She seems to. I do not yet know exactly who she was killed by, but I'm fairly certain of why. She made a deal with that creature Piper, with the vampire Claiborne, and do I know about Venables and who's the other one?
Dolores?
Dolores, yeah, all three of them were mentioned by Claiborne, right?
Yeah, they are. Dolores is a fae and Venables is an immortal.
Right. The immortal Venables and the fae Dolores. It sounds like a real estate deal of some kind, but she gave them her soul. That soul belonged to you, and I have it back. So we can either call it quits and say everything's even. We have back what we needed, although I do not entirely understand how she was able to give it up to them to begin with. The contract should not have allowed it. Or if you want, I can continue to pursue this matter and see whether or not this real estate deal, this city expansion, treads on any of your other interests.
It speaks. Well, the bird speaks and says, Lord Master Stolas is interested in finding out why she was able to sell her soul a second time.
Oh.
So if you could look into the real estate deal, then that would be much appreciated.
Piper didn't know, but I'll see if I can track down the other two. Maybe finding out how she died, who actually killed her, and not just why might help open that up a little bit too. Thank you. I will do as you wish. I will do as our Lord wishes.
Yes. And the bird, I guess, flies off. You're
Right.
not sure how it can. Well, you
Right.
might. It flies off into a wall or something. I don't know.
I like the idea of sort of the image when the bird comes in, and this is probably at the beginning of the game also when they first came to me, is that I'm indoors, the doors are all closed, the windows are covered, and that like the bird just flies in from off camera the opposite direction of wherever I'm looking, right? So it always comes in from behind me, and the camera is always framed in such a way so that like it's like a point of view shot, so that we can never sort of see how did that bird get there.
Yeah, pretty much. So let's do end of session. And we will go to. If you learn something meaningful about a faction, increase your score in that faction by 1 and decrease your score in a different faction by 1. Tell the MC how your relationships to those communities have changed.
I go first. Is that how?
Yeah, sure. It's anyone who has had that change happen. It happens.
So I think that my relationship with Knight has gotten worse.
All right.
You know, breaking into Claiborne's apartment, walking away from him getting shot in the face. Like I think all of that is not going to make Knight people in the city very happy with me.
And what faction increases then?
I want to say either mortality or wild. Wild just because like I had this very amiable conversation with Piper, although I took something valuable from him and that he just gave me for free, despite the fact that I owe him a debt. So
you may have to owe him another debt for that,
right.
Actually.
Like I'm a little suspicious about what was actually either there was something else going on there or I owe him something more. But let's say wild for that reason.
Yeah, because I don't see mortality being a thing that was involved.
I tried to help Amanda. That's the only thing I could really think of. But
all right. So, and anyone else want to change their faction relationships or faction stats?
I mean, I could theoretically lower Knight for the same reasons that Gus would have. However, I'm a member of Knight, and I improved my own cause, so I think that's probably a wash. And I don't think I really did much. I mean, Alejandro, of course, is power, but I didn't like do anything specifically with him. Mortality, you know, I was with Amanda for a bit, but I mean, I didn't really do much with her. So no, I think no changes for me.
After no changes, if someone did you a favor at a cost, tell the group you owe them a debt. If you did someone a favor without redress, tell the group they owe you a debt. So I'm gonna.
Sorry. I mean, I took some harm for Amanda there.
Yeah, that works.
I think you owe me yet another debt, Amanda. Always getting your ass out of the fire.
All right. I'm gonna say yes. You're going to owe Piper another debt.
Okay.
So, because he gave you a soul willingly, even though he also had a contract that said this soul belonged to him.
Yep, that is reasonable.
Yeah. Anyone else had any debts that were unresolved?
I let Victor torch the place without any struggle.
Sure, that works.
So,
so 1 on Victor.
And I lit a vampire on fire for Amanda.
And that works.
So I have
put up the fire on Chuck too.
Yeah. So Alejandro has. I have 2 deaths on Alejandro, so why don't we just remove one of those instead of adding a new one?
Wait. That I don't think that works that way.
Okay.
So it's like when you still like you have to like do that in the fiction.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. All right.
So I think Victor owes Amanda because she was basically holding Claiborne in place while I was trying to get over there.
All right. So Victor is going to owe Amanda 1.
That seems fair.
All right. And anything else with that? All right. I'm gonna say now we do instead of roses and thorns, we'll do stars and wishes, which is very similar. Stars is I give you a golden star for something I really liked, hence a rose. So the similarities, and wishes are I wish this happened differently, or I wish this didn't happen, or I wish. Yeah, you get the point. Let's start with wishes. I want to say I wish. I'm not sure about the pacing. Pacing is a big tough thing. And I wish there weren't any fireworks while I was running this game because that was annoying. Let's start with Zach. Oh, and another thing, I wish I wish I had engaged more of the party more often. Because because I know some people were spacing out, and that was on me because I wasn't engaging them at the time. So now Zach.
I wish that I could I don't know, like that session I didn't get in a lot of like entanglement or like sort of source stories, and so I wish I could have that more. But I feel like right now, like looking forward, I have a lot to look forward for too. But yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons I had Victor follow you home, was because you were kind of by yourself for a lot of that session. So in kind of a metagame sense, I was trying to at least give you another character to interact with for some period of time.
Sure. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Rory, what is your wishes?
I mean, that's kind of related. So, there was a period of time where Amanda was doing stuff and the rest of us weren't doing anything, and then vice versa. So splitting the party's tough in this sort of environment. I think when you're at the table, it's different. I think online, you just have to be very careful with splitting the party, because that's exactly what happens. People get distracted. They're on their phones. They're on their, for me, I have 2 computers going at once. So it's like I'm doing stuff on my other computer while I'm not paying any attention to what's happening with Amanda. If I was at the table, at least I'd somewhat pay attention to what she's doing. And I know there's so much you can do about it because the situation kind of dictated that we would be split. But that's something to keep in mind. That's all.
John?
I wish that I was a little bit more active. I feel like I'm a little bit too passive. And that's entirely on myself. And I also wish I didn't have this migraine that's kicking in right now. So you had it last week. It's been hitting me tonight. So
I am sorry. We're ending somewhat early.
So yeah. So yeah, my main thing is I know I need to be more active and take less of a backseat.
Jesse, any wishes?
So the first one is I wish, and this is kind of related to what some of the other people were saying also, is that I wish we were a little bit better, and myself included, at engaging some of the debt mechanics in this game, because I think that, like, if we were pushing harder on those, some of the entanglements that we're sort of feeling like we're missing would be like would develop naturally through the mechanic. And like relatedly, and I think I'm following on what Zach said, because I think this is also like a star for how we ended. Like I think that going forward, like I wish we had been a little bit clearer as to what our kind of like character goals are. This is a star for Rory, who is fantastic at this. It's very, very clear what Victor wants and how he wants to get it. But for I think for most of the rest of us, like what exactly we want and why we're in these situations is not always super clear. And I think I wish we could be clearer about that. But I also think the way, and this is, I'm like transitioning from wishes to stars. I'm sorry, but like, and this is a star for you, Maria. That I think that like you were you were on top of that, and like part of what you did at the end of the session was fantastic, which was okay. Like it's the next morning. What does each one of you want to do? What are you trying to accomplish? And that was really fantastic, and it's setting us up for success in that way next time.
All right. So yeah, let's go to stars now, I guess. And let's go the opposite way. John. Well, Jesse already had his turn, so John.
Stars for so stars are like gold star for things you liked, you said?
Yeah, it's basically roses.
Yeah, so Gus and Victor, I really like the interaction between you two and not getting along, you know, the conflict there. I thought that was a good scene, and your characters play off each other really well.
All right, Rory, do you have any stars?
Just muted myself. So even though I wasn't involved in it really, I did like the fight scene that you guys did with the truck and the vampire and the ghost and all that stuff. I thought that was handled very smoothly without a bunch of unnecessary rolling. I've noticed in PbtA games sometimes it kind of fluctuates. You know, you'll have a fight scene where there's a lot of really intense stuff that tends to take a long time, and then you'll have fight scenes that are resolved with like one roll. So it was nice to see. I thought that part of it was paced really well. So even though Victor should have been there punching stuff, it's okay.
Instead, he was setting a place on fire. So
he was walking around, and yeah, it's okay.
All
but
right.
yeah, I thought that was good.
All right. Zach, do you have any stars?
Yeah, I want to echo what
You can ask for names if you need to.
I'm going to echo what Rory was saying about the fight scene. I think everyone did a really good job. And it's such like contrast.
Sorry, you're cutting.
It's nice.
Sorry, you cut off. I didn't understand what you said. What was it?
Oh no, I was saying that I want to give stars to everyone that was involved in that made the fight scenes fun. And I like it because it's such a nice contrast from like what's been happening before that, and it's just like it puts a little like a tension, like this like kind of like a little climax. I really enjoyed that. So gold stars for everyone.
I I wanna start Gus, but also turn it into a wish. Like, I feel like maybe at the end I focused too much on Gus, but that was partially because I want to start him. So, but it was good overall. Like, it's just, but yeah, I do like Gus as a character, and I want to see more of that. All right. Any last thoughts before we end the broadcast?
Thank you very much, everybody. This is fantastic. I'm having a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you again.
All right, thanks
very
everybody.
much.
All right.
Looking
I
forward
will
next week.
stop the broadcast now.